Hey, good morning, guys. It's Brian Weinsettle here with Real Estate Texas, and today I wanted to chat with you guys about real estate appraisals. So first off, I wanted to just let you know what a real estate appraisal is. So a real estate appraisal is an independent third-party opinion of what the market value is of the home. So how an appraisal is established is basically the loan officer reaches out to an appraiser, and they actually reach out to a third-party company called an appraisal management company, and then that appraisal management company schedules the appraisal with an appraiser, and they'll come out to the property, walk through the home, take measurements of it, get the accurate square footage. They'll also go ahead and take photos of each room to include in the report, and then they'll go back to their office, run comparable properties, and look at what homes have sold for in the area that are similar, right? So they're going to typically want to stay within a property within 1 mile of the home. If it's a 2-story house, they'll stick with a 2-story. If it's a 1-story house, they'll stick with a 1-story home. And then they'll continue to find things that are more similar, right? So they want to find a similar amount of square footage, similar age, and they would use something called bracketing. And what bracketing is basically if there's a feature of the home that's maybe unique, they'll have to include a property that has that feature. So they'll find one that's bigger than your house, and then one house that's smaller than it, and then they'll kind of adjust up and down, right? So square footage. Let's say you have a fireplace out back. They'll find a house that has a fireplace. They'll try to bracket the view. If it's a corner lot, they'll find a house that has a corner lot. So things like that. The next thing that you're going to do in the appraisal is they're going to adjust, adjust them up and down, and they're going to write notes on saying, hey, comparable one was most similar. It sold most recently. So we're going to give the most weight to that particular comp. Or they're going to say things like, comp 4 was an active listing. It kind of supports the market value, but because it hasn't sold yet, we're not sure. We can't really give much value to that property, so we're not going to give any weight to that property. So that's how that appraisal is going to work. Now, occasionally, an appraisal will come in short on value, right? And so when we're writing an offer as a buyer, I'm going to pull comps that have similar homes that have sold in the last 90 days in that community, and we're going to make an offer based on that. But sometimes the market's appreciating and the home might not appraise for what we have it under contract for. In that case, when we're a buyer, we're going to negotiate against the seller and say, hey, it's not worth what we're paying for this home. So we really need you to go ahead and reduce the price down to what we're paying. And typically we'll meet in the middle sometimes, and sometimes they'll just say, no, look, we need to come up with this amount and we'll have to pay for that dollar value that we had the house under contract for, or else we would cancel the contract. So I wanted to tell you a little story. This last month, I had a property that I had listed for sale in Round Rock. If you guys are familiar with Terra Vista, it's a golf course community, kind of north Round Rock, south Georgetown area. And I had a property, this was during COVID, right? And so, let's see, there's a corner here I gotta walk around. So it's during COVID, and the appraiser is like, hey, we're not even going to come inside. We're going to do a desktop appraisal. We're just going to review the property from the street and what we think online, and we're going to give you a value. And so our appraisal comes in, and it's $7,000 short, right? That's a big difference. And so I'm like, I got really pissed, actually. I was upset. And so I call up the sellers and like, hey guys, we have this appraisal. It came in $7,000 short. I think the value in our home, the comps that we ran is correct. I'm going to go ahead and dispute this. And I said, when we worked together, I showed them some comps and said, your guys' home has an outdoor fireplace that was missed in this appraisal. You have a great golf course view, but you're also 300 yards off the golf course. So it's not similar in the fact that it's right on the golf course where golf balls are flying into your backyard. And so and I said, there's some comps that have sold that would support your sale price that the appraiser, for whatever reason, chose not to use. And so you can get one chance at going back to the appraiser, and you can say, hey, these are the comps that we think were valid, and we want you to address these few concerns of ours. And so I typed up this long email and sent it off to the appraisal management company, who got it back to the appraiser. And long story short, 24 hours later, we have now an appraisal for $7,000 more. And so as a former appraiser, that's one of the values that I add as when I'm working for you, is I can bring knowledge and kind of nitpick an appraisal apart if we have to fight an appraisal, and also just be proactive in pricing our properties where it's not going to have an appraisal issue. So if you guys want to chat more about appraisals, how it all works, I'd love to be a resource for you guys, but that's just a quick story I wanted to share. So if you guys want to reach out to me, my number is 512-686-1844. Otherwise, you can just respond back to this email, or if you find me online, my email is brian-weinzettel, WEINZETL, at realtytexas.com. All right, guys, have a great week, and we'll see you next week.